Happy Valentine's month, everybody. I'm the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite Valentine's Day episodes from TV shows or even movies. Not everything is all lovey-dovey. Sometimes Valentine's Days deal with heartache and everything. So, some episodes will be romantic and lovey-dovey, while others will be very sad and heart-wrenching and stuff. But love is love. It doesn't always come with smiles and giggles and glee. So I'm here today to talk to you about Sailor Moon SAKA Season 3, Episode 11. I want to quit being a Sailor Guardian, Minako's Dilemma. Boy, that's a long title. I think in Japan it's called Individual Happiness or something like that. It is a very long title. But also, like in America, during the Deke version, I think it's a completely different title. And so, yeah, it's a long title. So this has to do with, the Pure Heart storyline. It's been a good while since I saw this episode. I know Professor Tomo, I think his name is. This is when, I think the Death Busters, I believe their names were. They were looking for, a pure heart so they can, raise their ancient, being and stuff like that. And this is when we get the outer Senshi, Uranus and Saturn and stuff. But the reason for this episode is because of Sailor Venus. And I love Sailor Venus. Now, there's a lot of, romantic Sailor Moon type episodes. But I've decided to go with this one. Because it's basically, a person's wants and desires. Plus, I just love Sailor Venus so much, And, when it comes to this episode, it's funny growing up because, I watched Sailor Moon for season 1 and 2. And then I had to go to school. And by that time, I think it was canceled or something. And then it came back. Or maybe it didn't get canceled. I just remember I was unable to see it. So I went to school. Then when summer came, the show was just completely gone. I didn't know what happened to it, right? And so I think they put it on a cable network, like Cartoon Network or something like that. And so I was in the 11th grade, I believe, and I was finally able to see this episode. And so I had to go to my cousin's house because, she was there by herself and my family had to go there to watch her over the weekend and stuff. And since my family didn't have a cable at that point in time, it was my mission to record as much content as possible on a good old VHS because I miss watching stuff on cable and there was a lot of stuff I was missing out on, and I was gonna make sure I was gonna be full. I was like SpongeBob. I'm ready. I was just ready to start recording, and record I did. I had so many VHS tapes back in the day. I was recording from day and night stuff I've never seen before. And then one day I'm flipping through a channel and Sailor Moon was on. I'm like, dude, this is freaking awesome. And so it was in season 3, and I didn't know what the world was going on in season 3. But I was just loving it just because it was Sailor Moon. And the fact that the episode I'm recording had to do with Sailor Venus, that is a miracle. And so in this episode, Sailor Venus is, of course, the guardian of love. And doing this, the bad guys are taking out people's pure hearts that's in the form of a diamond. Always weird how it's in the shape of a diamond. And so they've been taking people's hearts left and right, trying to look for that pure heart. And so are the outer Senshi and stuff. And so pretty much so many people have gotten theirs taken out. Even Sailor Guardians have had theirs taken out. Now, there's another episode where Minako is very jealous that, the bad guys haven't tried to take her heart. And she don't understand why, because she's a loving person. And does she think, it makes her feel is she not special enough? Since she's the champion of love. So I remember in that one episode, she even staged it so the bad guys could take her heart. And the craziest thing happened. Instead of passing out or being very weak, she went crazy, grabbed her heart, took off, and ran with it. And it was like she was like the only person who was able to withstand the effects of having the heart taken out, but only for like a short period in a while until she finally did collapse. So there was always something special about her, you know? But in this episode, she is down in the dumps. Why? Because when she's at school, she noticed something. Everybody's a couple around her. There's people holding hands. There's people walking down the street holding hands, riding bikes together. Everywhere she goes, there's a couple, and it makes her very upset. She is very sad. She is very lonely. A lot of the Sailor Guardians are lonely. The only one who actually has somebody is Sailor Moon, and kind of also the two Outer Senshi and stuff. But other than that, everybody's single. And, you know, one of the things about the Sailor Guardians is that they're all for like protecting the world, protecting the innocent, living out their normal lives, but they always want to fall in love with somebody and they can't find it, you know, and especially her. And it's weird because she's the guardian of love. So you think she'll be the main person to find it, but she can't. Every time she likes somebody, they're either like taken or something, especially those that she really, really loves. So she is very down in the dumps, you know, and she's becoming depressed because of it. And so it causes her to contemplate what she's doing in life. If she's the guardian of love and can't find it, maybe it's just not for her. You know, we've all been there, you know, especially when like Valentine's Day just passed yesterday and a lot of people are like single and, you know, and they hate being single. They wonder like, oh, what's wrong with them? You know, why can't they find somebody? People are crazy in the world. That's why you can't find somebody. People are literally just crazy in the world. There's this one actress named Miranda Hart, a British actress. And normally for Valentine's Day, she does like this hashtag thing. And I think she talks to people online. She does something online to cheer people up who are single for like, you know, Valentine's Day. But she was unable to do it this year for whatever reason. And so it's just like, it's one of those things that like hurts like your soul like really bad when you don't have somebody. And you see all these other people in bad relationships and you're all like, now why are you dating this fool, but you can't date like me? You know what I'm saying? So this is how Minako feels. And it's affecting her day big time, especially around the people that she's around. And one of the people that notices is Artemis. He cares for Minako so much because, you know, he found her, he reactivated her, gave her back her memories and stuff, and he protects and looks over her. Also, I think he has a slight bit of a crush on her. It's always hinted and stuff. This is before he refound Luna, and remember that him and Luna are actually a couple. And so when they are at like, you know, Ray's shrine and everything, like they're supposed to be studying for like their tests and homework and stuff like that. And of course, Usagi, she's completely passed out sleep. So I didn't get to hear her voice in this episode. And I'll get into that a little bit later because this is back, I'm talking about like the Deke version and stuff. And so Minako has kind of like snapped a little bit. She's constantly laughing, giggling, trying to like set the mood, but it's just not working. She can't even cheer herself up. So she leaves like depressed. Armin wants to go and like, you know, chase after her and see if she's okay, but like they won't let the girls won't let him and stuff because she just needs some time by herself. Now, one of the interesting things that we learn about this episode is that she's great at playing volleyball. In fact, she used to play it back when she lived in Japan before she went over to London, and there she meets a guy at her school. And they haven't really seen each other in a good while. And he tells her, you know, oh man, you were so amazing back in the day before you went back to London. She has a crush on him and everything. And she's been having a crush on him ever since she like left and stuff, you know. And so like she has not played volleyball since she left Japan. And she misses playing volleyball. And not only does she miss doing that, but like she misses like, you know, that guy as well. So at one point she's at the arcade, she's playing race cars, and it's just not cheering her up. That's also a scene when she's about to go to sleep and she puts her hair down. Well, she has long, beautiful hair. This is why she always reminds me of Usagi. They look so similar and stuff. And so I think she talked to Haruko, I think, Not sure how to pronounce it. Saturn. No, not Saturn. Uranus and everything. But she don't know who that is yet. And so, she starts talking about like, what are you passionate about, and love and this and that. And, she gives her some good advice talking about, race car driving is something she loves. She's very passionate about. It keeps her focused. She has a lot of friends and, people to help, keep her mind like sane and everything. And, she knows that she's loved and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she just gives her like a lot of good like advice, you know what I'm saying? And so this is kind of starting to help Minako out a bit, because she told the other Sailor Guardian she's thinking about quitting and stuff. But I'm very shocked and surprised being lonely is what's going to cause her to want to stop being a hero, So anyway, she goes back to like the volleyball court in the gym, and there's that dude. And of course, here comes the bad guys and everything. And they take his pure heart. So she lets the others know, and she transforms. And so she's no match for the villain, which is a really weak fight. And I'm very surprised. This is around the time the Sailor Guardians barely show up in the show and barely do anything and barely fight. This is when it's all about like Uranus and Neptune. And then in the next season is all about Sailor Moon and her family. You really don't see nobody after that. And so here comes the other Guardians and Sailor Moon help. And this is when we got a brand new Sailor Moon voice actress. And when I heard it for the first time, it sounded similar to the original actress, or one of the two original actresses, but it sounded different. It sounded like she had a cold, like she wanted to cough and talk at the same time. And I was just remember hearing, I was like, what the world happened to her voice? Needless to say, a lot of fans did not like her voice, but it has gotten better over time now that she's gotten older and learned to like refine it. But now she's no longer the voice of Sailor Moon. And so like, say, what is it? The pure heart thing's in the shape of kind of like this energy, like volleyball, and Venus tells her, be careful with it. So Sailor Moon's like kind of worried she's gonna drop it, but here comes the like, other Guardians. Anyways, the monster regrabs the heart and they can't catch it. It's going around too fast. And this is the part that got kind of weird in the writing. So, like, Minako's all like, I'm the only one who can stop that ball and get that pure heart and blah, 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 and stuff like that. So she does her special volleyball maneuver. This maneuver is so special that that guy is the only one who, well, he remembers it and stuff. He remembers Minako does it. So when he sees Venus does it, he knows that, it's Minako and stuff. And I don't understand. As soon as she hit the ball with her forearm, then they was able to catch it. How? I don't understand it. It's like they couldn't catch it because it was going so fast, but then this special maneuver is the only thing that could stop it. So this is what I'm telling you, the action just got kind of weak and they just threw whatever into whatever because they just want to tell more of a story. And so Sailor Moon vanquished the monster and everything. And so Minako has finally decided she's going to tell that dude, how she feels and everything. But, he has a girlfriend. And so she struck out again. But even though she's sad, she's walking back. Here comes Artemis to cheer her up and let her know how special like she is to him. And it really does perk her day up because she knows that just like, Uranus said that, you will have other people there to support you and love you and stuff and help you out with your day. And, that's the message I like about this episode. You might be lonely, you might be single or whatnot, but there's always somebody in your life. You just don't realize it that's special to you. Now, wasn't that romantic? Or depressing, depending on what kind of video I just talked about. Okay, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And bye.